Good morning, it's Heather Buckman here. Today I just wanted to show you how my thought process on how I just kind of Zentangle, just if anybody's curious. I usually start with a basic micron pen. I like the 01 for basically my journal, just because it's a nice tip. I do have some thicker ones that I use for filling in the blanks. But today, this one I don't really know what the name is. I just call it CrazyLines. So let me just kind of walk you through how I tangle and draw. I always look at the page and I go, where do I want my lines to go? And I'm not afraid of turning my book, so I'll just kind of share that with you. It's a non-directional art, so that's what's fun about it. But, this one is just, you draw a line. I'm just going to start with a line, and then, I might draw a couple other lines. I'm going to create some areas like that. And this one, I hope you can see with my hands. You just kind of keep going. And you just start over and you just go in each area. Again, I don't mind turning the page. Oops. This isn't really how I wanted it to turn out, but it's okay. And then I'll do this one, maybe something like this, and I'll just go right into my other art one that I did, so they kind of tie together. I'll squeeze it in there, That's not too bad, can you see? So, yeah, but then you want to know how I kind of shade. I just use basic, pencils. This one is an H, and sometimes I tend to use a little bit darker one. This one is a 6H, but these are just, cheap art pencils. A lot of times I'll just use a standard number 2. But what I do is I kind of look for where I started and stopped and where I kind of want my darkest. Like I kind of drew this line, so I'm going to kind of just quickly shade along that first line that I did, where all the lines sort of come together. Right? I'm just going to kind of do a little bit. I did a little bit over here, so I'm going to shade a little bit, more where I had that other line that just sort of disappeared. And a little bit more down in the corner just because. So I'm just kind of cross-hatching that area. I use these standard, they're just pencil stumps. They're just rolled paper. They're dirty, as you can see. And then I kind of just smear the pencil line, around it a little bit to give it that smooth look. See? Can you see? Smoother look along that line. And I'll probably go up a little bit more. And then I'll kind of go back to my, my number, my H pencil. And I'm like, well, I want a little bit, this is just my thought process. I kind of want a little bit more definition like here, just to kind of, I don't know, bring out some more lines in my drawing. So I'll just do that, and then I'll go back to my little stumpy thing. And I'll just kind of draw it. But now I want it to look a little bit darker, so I'm just going to go over again, but I'm going to do a little bit more narrow. This is not going to probably make too much of a difference, but it's a little bit more narrow path than what I drew the last time. But just kind of go, this one I'm doing in circles, and I'm going to do it down there. Right in my corner. So you can kind of go over it a second time, and then just, I don't shade as, big of an area, or I can go out if I want to go a little bit more like light shading, I'll just go out. What's nice about the darker pencil is you don't have to do quite as many layers. So what I might do then is I'll just kind of, this one's a very soft lead, so it's nice because you don't have to do the layers, but it also kind of will, like, for lack of a better term, if you do this against your paper, it will smear. But it's nice to kind of just get a little bit, I might do a little bit here. And I still kind of want to get some more definition here. So instead of doing maybe like 2 or 3 lines, I'll just take my dark pencil and I'll do that. And then again, I'll just kind of shade over, or just kind of blend over top of that line, just so it's not a big pencil line. And I'll kind of do in between here. But I also want to kind of go here. See how I don't even shade that area? I just kind of color it in. You know, I'm going to do that down here too, right? I'm just going to take the dirt that's on the pencil and just sort of smear it in a little bit more over where I want some shading. Same thing over here. I want a little more along this line. Kind of, you know, kind of make this whole little area a little bit darker. So I kind of start around like the pencil line and I just kind of blend away from it, and it kind of naturally gets lighter as you go away. I'm going to go back to my H pencil and I'm going to kind of add a little bit more right in here. I don't know why, it just looks like it needs a little bit of shading in that area, and just kind of smooth it out. Go back to my, and just to save time, I'm going to go to my dark one and just kind of blend it in a little bit, just to kind of give it that crease look. See? You know, I think that whole area just sort of needs to be shaded in. And now I kind of, you know, I kind of play with it. I do a line and then I go back and I'm like, oh, it needs a little bit more, so I'm going to fill it in. Yeah, see, this needs a little bit coming up. Not too big on white spaces, I guess. And this is my 6H again. I'm going to just go a little bit darker in the corner here to give it like a little bit of a, you know, crease area. Again, shade it in and blend it out. Just something fun like that. So that's my crazy lines, and you see how it kind of really gives that, you know, pattern a lot more depth. So that's my tip for the day. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.